I'll kiss your boots if you can do it. But to be the man, you gotta beat the man. And I'm saying, woo, right here. I'm the man. You're gonna be mine. Woo!
G5 Jeff TV, Mr. Support Your Boy himself. All social media is in the description box in this video. Hit that bell icon so you can be notified when I drop that heat. Gennady Golovkin, Martirosyan had a 2-round session. Triple G knocked out Martirosyan. That was to be expected. Now, with this whole issue, HBO actually came up in this situation. Because if they couldn't get the pay-per-view and the pay-per-view buys, the next best thing is high viewership on a regular HBO card. And that's exactly what they got. Triple G and Vanez, they peaked at 1.36 million on HBO. That's a huge number for HBO. I might be wrong on this. I haven't fact-checked it. I haven't done my homework on it. But I don't think Showtime has had a card where it peaked at 1.36 million. So all of the good stuff that Showtime is doing and the cards they're putting on and the things that they're doing for boxing and the dedication that they're showing and the money that they're shelving out for boxing, HBO gets an accidental card on regular HBO and ends up getting the highest viewership out of anything that Showtime has done this year. Now, I listen to a lot of different boxing channels because I'm just a fan of what a lot of these YouTube channels are doing, and I like to hear what my peers are talking about. And there's a lot of channels. There was a lot of channels that said they were not going to support this fight and they wasn't going to support Golovkin in this situation. And whether you supported the fight or not, whether you supported Gennady Golovkin or not, it's a personal decision. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever you think is the best decision for you, that's what you do. But for me, you know, I don't understand why you don't support a guy that did nothing wrong in the situation. You know, and people are upset that he was trying to find opponents that wasn't top notch. Like, listen, let's get this clear. Like, some people live in fantasy world and some people live in reality. Like, the people that live in fantasy world, they're going to tell you, oh, well, he could have called Jamal Charlo. He could have called Danny Jacobs. He could have called Boo Boo Andre. Why the hell is Triple G going to risk losing to those three guys when he got a $10 million plus bag waiting for him against Canelo Alvarez? Like, business-wise, it makes no sense. Like, I hate when people do that. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, it's not the fact that they don't have a point. It's just, it's fantasy. Like, it's fantasy. Like, are you going to face, like, the toughest opponent you can find when you know you got a $10 million bag coming? No, you're going to take the easiest fight you can possibly get. Like, that's just simple business 101. So the question is really, should we have watched this fight? Should we have supported this fight? And again, to each his own. But for me, I didn't watch the fight because basically I thought it was going to end quick, and it was some scheduling issues from my end where I wasn't in front of the TV at the time of the fight. But if I was, I would have watched the fight. You know, and that's my own personal decision. But my point is, why punish Gennady Golovkin when he did nothing wrong? Like, people are losing sight of the facts. Canelo Alvarez is the reason why this situation was the way it was. If Canelo Alvarez didn't have a dirty test, if he wasn't on clenbuterol, and he wasn't doing all of this shady shit, we would have had the Canelo and Triple G fight, and we wouldn't even be talking about this. So nobody would have been getting boycotted. And my thing is, for the people that's saying that they was going to boycott Triple G and boycott this fight, man, if y'all feel that way, motherfucker, go boycott Canelo Alvarez when he come back. Like, don't tell me you going to boycott Triple G in this particular fight, but then as soon as Canelo come back, you going to tune the fuck in. Like, people be talking backwards. Like, people really, really be talking backwards. Like, Vanez is he's a tough guy. Like, he's a tough opponent at 154. He's faced a lot of quality competition. But when you get called to fight Triple G on short notice, that's disaster. That is disaster at the end of the day. And me personally, G5 Jeff TV, I was going to go live for this fight. And earlier in the day, I just decided against it. Because I had somebody ask me, what did I think of the Triple G and Vanez fight? Like, how long did I think it was going to go? And I was just like, well, Vanez is a tricky opponent, but I don't see it going past 6 rounds. And my buddy was like, well, if you don't see it going past 6, then, what's the point of you going live if it's going to go less than 6 rounds? And I was like, and I had so much going on that day, and I was like, you know what? I was like, I ain't even going to go live for this. And I said, if they end up going 12, I'll just take it on the chin. If it's a great fight, I'll just take it on the chin, but I doubt it. And it ended up being, a rout. A landslide. That's what it ended up being. And, I basically got it right. It was pointless to go live with it. But that doesn't take away the fact that I would have watched the fight if the schedule would have been different for me on a personal level. Just the people that's just talking this boycott stuff, it's annoying. It's annoying at the end of the day, because it's like, what are you boycotting? You boycotting Triple G because he wants to secure a $10 million bag? Like, now you're not being logical. You're not making any sense. None of that. Like, if you was in Triple G's position, you would do the exact same thing. You're not turning down no $10 million bag for the sake of the sport and for the sake of competition. Like, stop it. Like, you have to differentiate fantasy, what you want, and then reality in business. And boxing is like no other sport. It's just as much business as it is boxing. Like, this is the only, sport where people were talking about, the actual promoters and the promotional companies just as much as the fighters. In the NFL, you don't talk about the coaches more than the players. In the NBA, you don't talk about the coaches more than the players, or the executives more than the players. You don't talk about, in baseball, you don't talk about the owners or the managers over the players. Like, boxing is a sport within itself. This is the only sport where, Oscar De La Hoya, Bob Arum, and Al Heyman is getting just as much talk as a Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, and, like an Adrian Broner. They're getting just as much talk. But if you watch that fight between Triple G and Vanez, there was absolutely no problem doing that. It's your decision. If you didn't decide to watch that fight and didn't decide to support the Triple G fight, that's cool too. It's just for the people that didn't. If you boycotted Triple G for this fight, then I expect for you to boycott Canelo when he comes back, because he's the sole reason why this situation was the way it was. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments section. G5 Jeff TV, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Please share this video. Support your boy. Support good content at all times. I appreciate y'all. Peace.